Hi, how's it going, Games Done Quick? I am Ruby Hart here talking with Satan herself about Peggle Nights, the any percent run that is coming up in just a minute here. I am so excited for this run. If you've ever played Peggle, you know that it is a cozy game that, when taken to the speedrun level, puts it on a whole other plane of existence. In Peggle, this casual puzzle video game, you are given a select amount of balls to take out several pegs on a board. And every time that you play the game and map, it randomizes where each peg lands and how many points you get from them. Now, Satan, what can we expect from the tech itself in this run?
Yeah, there's a lot of different things we can talk about when it comes to the tech. But the first thing we kind of got to get established is that the Peggle physics system is completely deterministic. So if you do a shot in the same spot, besides there are some pegs that move and that can mess you up, but other than that, it's going to go in the exact same place every time. So we can kind of use this system and come up with shots that are really beneficial to us every time, even if the orange layout, which is we need to clear every orange to move on to the next level, is different each time. These we end up calling openers most of the time, because most of the time you just do that shot at the beginning of the level to start out the level, but sometimes you'll use them later, so it's kind of slightly misleading. They're just consistent shots. And they range from super easy, like one of the ways that we do this is we just move the mouse all the way up to the left corner or the right corner. It's, just that simple. And you click because that's the same shot every time. Or aiming at a very specific pixel on the board. Any pixel you can make into an opener shot. So they range from easiest possible to super, super difficult. We even have some strats that are pixel perfect and frame perfect, which you may not have expected from a game like Peggle. But those shots are used for moving peg levels. If you watched the Peggle Deluxe any percent run that Britcha did at SGDQ, you would have seen that in the very last level of the game when the ball went up the helix. That was a pixel and frame perfect shot. There are about 3 frames that you can do it, but they are not next to each other. So you have to pick those out. And he did it in 2 tries. So if you practice a lot, you can get very, very good. But Knights is a little bit different from Deluxe. And there are a couple of reasons for this. The first is that there's different people who designed the levels. We're actually in contact with the guy who designed most of the Deluxe levels. But we don't know the Knights people as well. They designed the Knights levels to be a little bit harder on average. And they also designed them to be a little bit more picturesque, and less so about the design of the pegs in kind of a vacuum. So a lot of runners don't take to that style of gameplay as well. They like Deluxe because it's sort of like more user-friendly at its core. But I'm one of the few people who likes Knights more than Deluxe. I'm a Knights fan. So the strat development has been a little bit slower on the Knight side, but we do have a new member of the community who has been going really wild with the pixel shots on Knights, and I've been trying to learn as many of the new ones as possible to showcase in the run. So hopefully you'll be able to see some really cool shots where I just aim somewhere on the board, and then the shot turns out really cool.
No, I was going to say that's incredible. And I know that for the different Peggle worlds, you have a different ability that you can kind of unlock with the different masters of this Peggle school that you are working with. So does the different abilities and where those pegs spawn on the board, does that impact the decision making as far as which angles to hit? Or is that a little less optimized and it's more about hitting those orange pegs as quickly as possible?
Oh, absolutely. That's a great thing to bring up, Ruby. Really, the Peggle master powers are kind of just as important as anything else in the game. They range from useless or possibly worse than useless in terms of time loss to extremely helpful. So you really do have to consider how you're going to use these powers. You hit the 2 green pegs in each level to spawn the power. So you actually have some control over when you'd like to hit these green pegs, or even if you'd like to avoid them completely. So for some powers, it would be beneficial to hit them early in the level and use their powers early, because for example, the Cinder Bottom power, which is where you shoot a fireball that just goes through a bunch of pegs, you probably want to do that early so that you can clear out lots of big chunks of pegs that may be in your way, so that it makes it easier throughout the level. However, another power, which the community is fairly in agreement that is the best power in the game, Tula Sunflower's Knight's Power. It clears a certain percentage of oranges based on how many oranges you have left on the board. It's 20% or rounded. Except for that, it will never hit any less than 2 pegs. So no matter how many oranges you have left, it'll always hit 2 or more, which means that we try to leave at least 1 green for the end of the level, because there may be hidden oranges that would be really time consuming to try to get. But if we have a nice available green that we can leave alone, we can just hit that and it saves a lot of time. So yes, that tech is super important. Thank you for mentioning that.
Absolutely. No, that's incredible. And with the pixel perfect shots, considering that this is advertised as a very casual game, I feel like me and so many other people are pumped to see just how this game can really be taken to the next level with a speed run. So Satan, thank you so much for talking to me about this game. And Fatals, make sure that you stick around. Her run of Peggle Nights is going to be coming up in just a few minutes here. You're not going to want to miss it. Stick around.
Thank you so much, Ruby Hart and Satan herself, for that interview. Welcome back, everyone, to Flame Fatales 2023 in benefit of Malala Fund. For those of you who are just tuning in, we have smashed our 60K milestone goal for Peggle Nights. We are now sitting at $61,304. Amazing job. All of this money has been raised for Malala Fund. And I would like to remind everyone that Malala Fund is working for a world where every girl can learn and lead. They believe local educators and activists are best suited to address the problems girls face in the communities. Malala Fund invests in their work and collective power to create change, hold leaders accountable, and give girls the tools they need to advocate for themselves. From supporting STEM education for young women in Pakistan to creating safe learning spaces for girls in northern Nigeria, your gift today is an investment in Malala Fund programs that directly benefit girls. So a reminder that your donations are not only going towards Malala Fund, but when you donate, you also get added for some of those really cool prizes. And I just wanted to point out that Satan herself has actually donated a prize for Day 5, for the Day 5 segment, which is really, really neat. Satan herself did a painting of Bjorn, the first master in Peggle Nights. So you should all check it out by hitting !prizes. Just to read a few more donations for you, we have $13 from Non-Binary Code. This is in memory and in honor of Barkley. My silly conflicting name donations came in too late, so I'll just donate in honor of the Barkley. I'm also too late for. P.S. Might I also add trans rights? Yes, trans rights chat. We also have $50 from Critique's sibling. It just reads, smiley face. Chat, we have some amazing sponsors for Flame Fatales 2023, and I'd like to tell you about one of them right now. The Yeti has been an official merch supporter of Games Done Quick events since 2011, and this year is no exception. They are back at this event with a new collection featuring shirts, pins, and a brand new hair clip pin. a hair clip bow pin. That's so awesome. A portion of the purchase price from all items in the Flame Fatales collection will be donated directly to Malala Fund. Check out the Flame Fatales 2023 collection today at www.theyeti.com/flamefatales. All right, everyone, it is time for another break. We are just getting set up for our final run of the evening, Peggle Nights. So make sure to hydrate, grab a snack if you need to, and we will see you all on the other side. All right, chat. It's time. It's nighttime. It's time for Peggle Nights. Thank you so much for all of your generous donations to Malala Fund to meet this incentive. We are so excited to present to you Satan herself as she plays through all 60 levels of Peggle Nights in any percent. Show us that extreme fever.